Hello, welcome. Starting a little early today, being that it's Monday. Taking a break from my work day, working at home today, but I do have things to do, and which is fine. I'm checking got my email client open from work here in the middle monitor here, but if you should any emails come in, I can always respond to them, but I usually don't. Happy Monday. Hope you're enjoying the start of your week. Yet another stream day at the Kench 999er Studios. Hopefully we can get some kind of flight simulator to start up. We'll have to see how that goes. Seems to be going. So what's this web stream gonna be like today? You might be asking, which is a very strange thing to ask unless you've never been here. Just like all the other streams, they'll be flying around. I got the beautiful blue Bluetooth controller right here. It's all powered up and charged up. I have the fluid of choice. That's what we use to lubricate our streams. It is Diet Coke. I want, oosh. It's alluring. It's calling out to me. It is what it is. All right. So we'll be flying around 35, 45, 55 minutes, depending on how long I feel like flying around for, but I do feel like flying around. After the flying, there is the big brain games. That's where we whip out those daily web-based, browser-based games from the New York Times, the Britannica, the Merriam, and the Websters. We'll play through those. After that, there's the break. I run my mid-roll, where I kind of rejigger the studio for the musical performance. Today's musical performance is a care of the Yamaha Revstar guitar. The Revstar. You got to rev it up when you talk about it. It's basically, in fact, my most recent acquisition as a musical instrument. I saw Joe Walsh playing one of these at the Eagles at the Sphere in March, and I had to have one. Basically, I was reading up on it too. It's a really cool model, and these came about in the color I want. This what we call desert fade. And on sale and everything, and I was like, wow, that's too many things telling me I should get this guitar, and I'm really happy I did. These are really good guitars. They're very, very well made, very interesting design, very unique and interesting design, not like other guitars, but still very playable and a lot of fun to play. So I'm gonna whip that out. I'm gonna play a few songs. I'm gonna accompany myself singing. And then I'm going to probably do some of the karaoke. That's where I whip out the YouTube karaoke songs and play along, strum the guitar and sing while the karaoke's going, do Peaceful, Easy Feeling, that kind of thing. Just because I love it. I love doing the karaoke thing. And that's going to be the stream. Probably certainly will last less than 2 hours. I mean, we can finish that up in 2 hours, but plenty of streaming to do. As I say, Mondays are usually quite quiet in terms of chat, but which is fine because I prefer it that way. I'm just doing things I would normally do during the day anyway. I'm just packaging them into a live stream. It's not like I'm going out of my way to fly around a Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's something I would be wanting to do as a break to work. Yeah, I used to do it many years before I started streaming. All right, let's see. Hopefully, Microsoft Flight Simulator 24 is feeling okay today. All right, so we flew. There's a couple of these things that are listed as new because they've been recently updated. These 4 on the left. I do kind of want to try this one, the crop duster. And I figure since it's a crop duster, we could try to dust our crops at the... there's a crop duster. There's a skydiver's wheels. Passengers floats, passengers wheels. Got it. Firefight wheels. Oh, this is interesting. Cargo wheels. Firefight amphibians, skis, and wheels with the GPS. Wow, there's a bunch of variations. We're gonna stick with the crop dust, and then each one could potentially have a variety of colorways. Wow, let's do this silver, yellow. This is a great set of color schemes. I guess they provided it for free, or I may have already purchased this. I always like kind of these silver metallic schemes on a plane. We'll try it. All right, so I think it's too big to operate out of my my ranch in Wyoming. So let's find out. It's the Circle B Ranch in Kemmerer, Wyoming. I purchased it a while ago in game, you know, for like 13 bucks. It's a real place. Apparently, it used to be in the Disney family. All right, I don't know if we can actually take off from that little strip. Why not find out? All right, and not only that, let's let's try cold start it. I don't know. I don't know how that'll go. I don't know. It can't be that complicated. And again, there's a limited number of ways you can have. I wanted to pick this area because it's kind of this has got the biggest area. I don't want to start in the barn. But here's the ranch. Well, we'll try to stay. We'll try to operate from the little dirt ranch, right, a little dirt strip there. Okay, here's this plane. It's pretty big. It's definitely way too big to operate, and it's got all that covers and stuff on it. It's kind of cool. All right. Well, when we're gonna get in, all that stuff will magically come off. That's fine. Oh my God, that's a lot of switches. Do we have anything overhead? All right, I'm gonna have to look at some of these switches here. All right, magnetos obviously are gonna go on. Oh, and it's all in Russian. Hopefully these are... Okay, I'm just going to turn on everything that says power. I don't know what that means. I don't know if we need all this. Floor lights. Okay, what's this? Power inverter. Tail wheel. This is really wild. Lights down here. Let's turn some of these on. I don't know if I have my master battery is probably not on. That's starter power, starter engine. But I bet there's a master battery that I haven't hit yet, right? Yeah, master battery on. Set battery master GPU. What are my choices? Or battery. Okay, let's start on the battery. I'm just turning out. There's a lot of power. These are basically circuit breakers, I think. We probably should be doing these after you start the engine, but it probably doesn't matter. What's this button here? ADF. Okay, interesting. All right, I think what we want to do, let's see, starter power. What's this? What's under this cover? Engine fire. This is a really wild simulation. All right. Okay, oh yeah, what's down here? Throttle. Propeller. Oh yeah, fuel valve to open. I don't know that. Mixture, 100%. Throttle. Interesting. This is very different. All right. Let's see if we can start it. I think we want to start it using. Probably you have to do left first. Let's do it like that. Spin up. Okay, it's spinning up. Wow, it takes a while to spin up. This could take a few minutes for the... It's probably realistic for the starter engine to fully speed up, and then we're going to mesh it. I wonder if there's a primer that we're not hitting. How you doing? I've never tried starting this plane before. We're not using the checklist. Screw that. Okay, spin up to 100%. And then mesh it. And does it start up? Oh my. Yeah. We missed something because you can see it's I think I missed an oil or something down here. See, mixture is, let me see if I can get back here. We'll probably do the cheat thing. Okay, what did I miss down here? Okay, throttle is set to that. Mixture is full. I don't know if carburetor heat is on. Fuel valve is open. Engine cowl flaps shouldn't matter for startup. What's under here? Emergency flaps up. Lamp. Transponder. I just want to see if there's anything over here that looks obvious. Fan. This is a really elaborate one. A really elaborate simulation. Some stuff up there. Oh yeah, over here. What's under there? Fuel pump. Oh yeah, I bet I need to have a fuel selector here. Hold on a second. Where the air we go. Okay, what's down here? Primer. Probably should be doing that. Also this stuff. What's under here? Okay, anti-fire. Heat. White burns. But I think some of this is important here, like here. Yeah, fuel selector needs to be both. That was what we needed to do. Now we can prime it. And now we can do, I think, the thing with the starter. All right, so we'll try that again. I think we're going to get it here. Starter engine. Let it spin up. It's going to take a while. Yes, this is a Soviet. It's an Antonov. Antonov AN something. But yeah, this is a Soviet airplane. It's not Russian. It's Soviet. It was made before the breakup of the Soviet Union. Well before. I think it's like from the 50s or something. Okay, so we're spinning up the starter engine. I have a feeling if we had external power, it might come faster. But since we're spinning up using the battery, and I've already turned up all the other, turned on all the electrical systems, it's taken a while for it to spin up. Let's see, spin up, and then we engage it. And we're just going to see, are we stable here? It's cool, it's got oil smoke coming out all over. At this point, I'm going to declare the engine started. All right, we're going to fly around here at least. Tune the traffic. We're just going to depart straight out. You see there's a lot of dust. I don't know if this little runway is going to be good enough, but we're going to find out.
Taking off runway 26, departing straight out, Whiskey Yankee Tree 2.
And I just think it's really big, but we're going to try it. This is my ranch, and it's a beautiful day, it looks like. I should check to make sure we have live weather, because I may have turned it off, but I think I didn't. So, yeah, live weather's on. Apparently it's a beautiful day. It's quite high up in altitude there. But it is June 1st. You see they got the barn there. It's got the flags moving around. And this is the little dirt strip we're supposed to take off from. Oh, yeah, lots of cattle, you know. We're pretty much configured for takeoff, so I'm just going to give it full juice and see what happens. Oops, hold on. There we go. There we go. Well, see what happens, because I have a feeling we're going to need this. We're going to need this whole thing here. To get this Soviet era crop duster. It comes in a bunch of different configurations. It is a biplane, which means it should get a lot of there we go. We're actually flying. That's why it's not turning. You know, we get a lot of lift from those two wings. You know. Pretty plane. It's got that little there's a fan thing in front, and what that's powering is the crop dusting system. I want to see if we can just... Alright, let's get down into the yellow here. What I basically want to do is come to a cruise configuration. It's a little complicated on these planes. But it's a beautiful flyer. And it's a lovely little valley here. We're just going to fly around the valley a bit, I think. And we'll check out the other parts of the ranch. There's this little place down there. All right, yeah. All right. So what I mean by configuration is let's see, the mixture and the propeller down to like there, because effectively you're over rotating. Once you get into a speed, the propeller, you want to have it slower to get the most possible juice out of it. Right. We want a little more power there. Actually, I think a little power is going to be needed. Not that much. What's our mixture at? There. Okay. And based on my reading of these instruments, which I've never seen before, I should be fine. It does seem kind of nose heavy, so I'm going to have to give it a little more positive trim here. The nose was sinking naturally when I released the thing. I like the color scheme. It's pretty wild. And you can really see how there's a paint job on the propeller. But this is a big plane. It's a big one. We certainly couldn't land on that little runway there. All right, so that's the ranch over here, and we certainly can't get through the barn. It's just too big. By which I mean we're going to try it. I forgot how to turn on. Oh, yeah, there's a spray system. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. So you'd use the parking brake to turn the spray system on. So imagine, hopefully, if I come nice and low, we can see this in effect. But there's supposed to be, we should be able to see the spray. Oh, my tank is empty. And thus, that's why you don't see anything spraying out. Let me see if I can figure this out. Hold on a second, I'm going to pause time here. Let's see if we bring this up. Aircraft. Flight performances. Mass and balance. Yes. Liquid. So I can fill it up with like some number of gallons, unload it, right? Load immediately. Perfect. And now, when I turn this on, there, oh, it's dramatic spraying effect there. It's pretty cool too. You can really feel that. You can't really see from here, but yeah. Spray off, spray on, spray on, spray off. That's kind of fun, I guess. I know. Well, we have plenty of spray in the tank now. I don't know if it shows anything like on the ground. I don't think it does. There's like wet sprawling around. All right, I'm gonna try to fly through the barn anyway. It's definitely not called for. But now I have to go back where I was because really we can only do one. Wow, at this point, and that's the barn there. I don't think it's big enough, but it might be. Yeah, no, of course. Assuming you mean by juices you mean pesticides. It is irrigating, but see, we have to spray the pesticides on it. Oh, they're trying. What's out here? Oh yeah, this is another. You can spray some more. It is what it is. This plane has multiple configurations, and this happens to be the pesticide sprayer. All right, we're gonna make this turn here. We're gonna make this turn here. I don't think, basically if the wings won't fit through the door, it's not going to go through. What happened to car racing? I know. I just find it kind of boring. The car racing doesn't have the satisfaction to me of the area of the aviation activities. I mean, I do play it, and the other thing is that I don't feel like, especially while I'm actually doing a race. What's our speed? I don't really feel like I could be very, it's not like there's a lot of chat going on, but I still feel weird that I can't really, that I might be missing chat. Or I'll read chat while I'm trying to do a race, and suddenly, suddenly I crash into something a little to the right. I was too high. But you can see how big this plane is in that little tiny hole there. We'll try one more time. But check it out, I can do crop spraying, I can crop dust. Kind of fun. There's a bunch of things I haven't really tried in the game. You know what I'm saying? It's like I haven't explored. There's a mode apparently in which you can pick up signs, like and then drag the sign behind you up and down the beach. Aerial advertising. I've never even tried it. I don't know why. All right, it might be easier to do from here. Probably not. I get the feeling that it just barely is big enough, but I don't know. But just barely. And barely is enough. I mean, that's what this barn is for. It's literally in the game so you can fly planes through it. There's not that many things in the game that you can fly a plane through. They're like this. Stay nice and low. Just suss it through here. Oh, so I hit the ground at the last second and then bounced. I don't think it's gonna work, but it was fun trying. All right, let's fly over to. We're gonna fly over and see how the car campers are doing. All right, what are my settings here? Mixture. We don't want to be at full propeller. Background there. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I've done plenty. Donnie, it's good to see you. I'm doing really good. Thank you for dropping by. It's just another Monday. Taking a little break from work to fly around. This plane has been updated, but it's not new. I've had it for a while. And it is a Soviet-era multi-purpose plane. I mean, there's cargo versions, there's passenger versions. You can't really see, but there's kind of room back there for see. You can't really see in this version. I don't want to hit this too hard. I want to come in through this cut here. I'm about to stall out. It'll be fine. I need to give us full propeller here. Quite, we don't actually want a full mixture because we're at altitude. Plus, I got a lot of weight because I put stuff in the tank so we can do block crop dusting. Are maps updated? I mean, they don't update the whole map. They update. Yeah, no, that's full power. So I don't know if I can actually get much more altitude at this point. They've done an update for California recently, and they recently did an update for Australia. So I was doing a ton of Australia. I think I got all of it. Like major city updates: Perth, Adelaide, Sydney got a work over, Melbourne I think a little bit. So I was doing a lot of Australia. They don't do the whole world, but basically, yeah, this is about as much. I don't think we're going to make it out of here alive. That's full power. And we're not going up, we're going down. I'm not really sure what the problem is. I got full propeller, full mixture. But yeah, it's... Oops. I'm about to, like, smash into here. That's almost a landing. One thing it's hard to tell is that we're operating at altitude here. Hopefully it'll put us back in the air. No, see, it does this a lot. It's supposed to put us in the air. Wonder if I can get this thing moving so we can land somewhere else. You think I'd go backwards? At least. Oh, there we go. Nice. They could be going backwards fast, is all I'm saying. Oh, there we go. I had my parking brake on. I mean, surely it's gonna help. Let me get out of here, right? Like restart? No. All right. End the flight. We'll fly somewhere else. Yeah. By the way, guitar is much later. We'll do a second flight. It is what it is. I don't think that plane's a lot of fun. But it is. It was new. They also have the ATR 42s. Also not a ton of fun, but, you know, we might have to try them out. I got a million planes. I like to try different ones. And there's certainly ones that we haven't really given a lot of airtime to compared to others. But, you know, it is what it is. They're not all kind of equally satisfying. I even have a car, which is kind of... It's okay. The ground is some, you know, some parts of the ground are very primitive when you get up close, which is like driving. But no, everything's good. Still got the same job and same kind of stuff. Let's fly this Savage Cub. It's slow, but it's reliable. Pretty easy to fly. See, this is the one that has the aerial advertising, which I haven't even tried. I got to figure that one out. I will do the multicolored. It's like a red, white, and blue, I think. No, it's not. It's like red, orange, blue. Okay. And where we're going to fly is not there, since we were there already. So I was saying California was recently done. And there's a bunch of, like, they had added, one thing they hadn't had in a long time was the Apple building. For whatever reason, it's out here in Sunnyvale. It's right here. And so let's fly over it. We're gonna start. We're gonna start at Moffett Field and just head south. We've seen it before, but it's fun to see. Yeah, yeah. It's funny how the seasons. There's the cold season, and then the too cold season, and the too hot season, and then a very short period of time of perfect weather. 2 weeks in between each one. It is what it is. That's just kind of the way it is everywhere. Because yeah, once it's too hot, once it's hot here, you got to stay indoors with the air conditioning running. It's just or it's really uncomfortable. All right, we want some positive trim. I don't think we need flaps. Okay, is my engine gonna start? Okay, there it goes. I'm just checking the controls here. Hot air, engine choke, it should be off or warmed up, presumably. Nice, simple controls. Everything looks good. All right, I think we can take off here. We're going to release the parking brake. We're going to want to just aim ourselves down this runway here. And then we'll turn around over the bay and check out the Apple headquarters. Just wants to fly very easy. It's very light plane compared to what we were just flying. So this is Moffett Field. Oh yeah, where's the there's some cool stuff at Moffett Field. It has these gigantic tunnels. Yeah, these wind tunnels that are used for research, for aerodynamic research. And I think you can really see them with how they look, kind of how they're laid out. If I remember, they're over here. Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of somewhere else. Or it's up here. But I remember they're next to the airport. And there used to be these huge blimp hangars. I'm not sure what that is over here. A lot of interesting stuff to see. Now I think the big wind tunnel's on the other side of the field. Let's just find out. This is Moffett Field. It's used to be owned, or still is owned, by NASA. I guess it still is. I don't know. But there's a bunch of really interesting buildings around here. Like a lot of cool architecture. You can see the water tower there. I don't know what that big building is here, but this is interesting. I think this is part of one of the high-tech campuses. Oh, right. It's quite dramatic. This is over here are where the enormous wind tunnels are, where they, there's a fan. And that central building there's intake and exhaust. That central building there is where they'd have models. And you can see how enormous these are. This one here, I think this is the intake, but I'm not sure. But I mean, they're just big. They're humongous, and that's these are some gigantic wind tunnels. But I always think these buildings are cool. I think it's part of some high-tech campus, because I know Facebook and Google are out here. Specifically, I think this is either Facebook or Google right here. And you can see they are very elaborate campuses, which include like lots of restaurants and recreational things. It's like there's a golf course here. This is a really interesting looking building. Yes, I'm leaving your airspace. No, that is an amphitheater. Okay, interesting. I must have known what that's for. Yeah, so you can do performances out there, not bother people. This is a really interesting area. Okay, I told you we'd go see Apple. We're gonna go see Apple. To see Apple, what we're gonna do is basically we're gonna go back to that runway and just follow it, because it's kind of on the course of the runway. But this is really interesting area. Again, this is where some of the biggest tech campuses are. It could well be Grinder headquarters. I don't know. But there's but all the Meta, Facebook, Google, Microsoft has a pretty big campus out here. It's mainly this area. I gotta figure out how to turn my radio down. Oops. I bet I've got a radio control in here somewhere. COM 1 volume. There we go. COM volume 0. Right. Okay. So, 0 trim, percent trim. Boy, I'm just trying to get my nose not to be so light. There we go. Oh, now we're overspeeding. I don't want to tear the wings off again. These are, at least it's not. I don't think it's fabric. I think it's. I'm not sure what the wing's made out of, but it's a stress tube, aluminum tube frame. So it's definitely super light. All right. So I was saying is we're gonna hit. We will hit the Apple campus if we simply follow the path of this. It's a ways. It's about a 5-minute flight. But what I'm gonna do is just keep it in the background. Oops. Hit the right buttons. Looks like another lovely golf course. Again, this area called the Peninsula is very there's so many Microsoft and Apple vice presidents. You know what I mean. It's a very expensive place to live. So very well taken care of. So where that thing maps, I think that thing is Sunnyvale, right? That thing up ahead, and that's Sunnyvale is the home base of Apple Corporation. Just don't want to get too high up. And there we have a bird's eye view of a lot of office campuses spread about. There's also universities and things like that, and schools. We're not really that close to Stanford University. It's kind of down that way. Actually, is it that way? Palo Alto is probably that way. Can I think of it? It says Mountain View over there. I used to live in this kind of part of the world. That's a Sunnyvale. All right, so we're going to keep our eyes open for the campus. It's pretty big. You can kind of miss it, but not easily. All right, where's that runway? Okay, it's that way, so it's going to be this way. I think I might see it ahead. Yeah, I think so. We're going to check it out. So, until relatively recently, there was nothing here where the new Apple campus, which is that circular kind of spaceship thing looking. And so this year they came up with an update relatively recently. What is this down here? It's a really interesting, whatever that is. It's got a big kind of lagoon, and then whatever this is, that's what I'm curious about. But I don't know what that is. But yeah, you can see there's a ring-shaped structure approaching there. So they were always around here in this area, but they bought this at basically an entire city block, about a big city block, and built this campus. It was conceived while Steve Jobs was still alive, but he died, I think, just before they opened it. Again, for scale, you need to look at the size of these houses, which are pretty big. And then imagine there's this ring. We're gonna drop over, and we're gonna dive bomb in, of course, because it wouldn't be. There's a few cool things in there, but it looks better from some altitude. But I'm thinking this is pretty much what it looks like. So the campus is not open to people. There's a visitor center you can visit. And for certain events, there's like a theater, and there's places you can go inside. But the inside part is employees only. So let's dive in and pretend we're employees. See if we can just kind of, let's see if we can kind of mix in. You see, when you get close, the rock, But there's a bunch of I think like snack or restaurants. And then there's this thing, which I don't think looks like that with trees growing out. I think it's effectively kind of a bandstand. It doesn't have trees in it. I don't know why. It has the rainbow colors. And it's large. I mean, you can definitely have a running, do a running in there. And there's a couple places, I think, that are kind of real. Like this is, I think that's water. So it's a large fountain. Uh-oh. Why did I crash, though? My time was paused. That's interesting. We're fine. I don't care. That was where I thought for a second I thought that the simulation crashed, but for some reason it thought my plane crashed. Now my plane is, I had stopped time, so my plane was hanging above the. So anyway, there's a parking area here, right? That's the large parking lot. That little circular white thing, that's the visitor center. So that's, I think, as far as you get as a visitor right there. But then, boy, if you park there, your employee, you park there, you got a little walk, you got to walk to the, you got a little walk to your office. It is pretty wild. You can just imagine how huge the interior is, and how, because it does have a incredible amount of interior space, and I believe it's fully. Oh, they turned my radio on back on when it crashed. There we go. That thing's just gonna keep yapping. And it is a beautiful day here in California, so this seems pretty much reasonable. All right, so the bay is, okay, I turned around, so that's, okay, there's the thing behind us, the Apple Center, Apple headquarters. There's plenty of other really cool looking buildings, especially in San Jose has the, you know, the Adobe has a bunch of towers there. San Jose is down that way, by the way, it's a ways. I think this is El Camino Real here, this kind of main road here. Or, you know, where the main non-freeway roads right there. But plenty of shopping malls. We're gonna head toward the water. The last thing we're gonna check out is the stadium. That's the stadium where they recently had the Super Bowl. We're gonna head there. Not very far. And it's a pretty day, and I'm having a good time flying around. As I say, there's just a vibe about flying. Especially because, I mean, you know, as opposed to car racing, I could theoretically get in my car and drive it like a maniac and try racing on the roads and smashing into things. I mean, I'd get arrested, but it's theoretically possible. Whereas I don't have a plane, so I can't really fly somewhere. You know, so flying is more of a fantasy than driving. You know, you gotta see what I'm saying. And, you know, it's acting out a fantasy of actually owning a plane. Or in my case, owning an entire fleet of planes. It says Kench 909 right there. That's mine. This one's mine. Get your own. There's not a lot of, you know, you can tell it's not a European city. It's very spread out, and there's no rail. You know, there's no commuter rail to speak of. There's, you know, there's a BART station, and that's somewhere, but I don't even think that's in the game. This is a really big road here, if I remember correctly. And basically, if I remember, it goes right up near where the stadium is. But you can see, again, there's a lot of these corporate campuses, which are very, well, I think that might be a school. Huh. There are quite a few schools. Because there's, like, University of there's Santa Clara University, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's that way. It's to the right. Okay, make a Ralph. So, and it's right next to the Great America, the amusement park. I don't know if it's a Great America, which I think closed down. It's just not very popular. But it looks like there's some kind of, I think there's a community college here. I'm not sure. That's some good Diet Coke. And this is a typical thing. They have parking, but they've established solar all over the park there, you know. Keeps your car. I think I used to work in one of those buildings, come to think of it, when I worked for McAfee. Right? I think one of those buildings was McAfee, if I remember correctly. I know I worked right around here. Anyway, so yeah, so this is the amusement park with the roller coasters. Right here. I've been there once in like the 80s or 90s. But, you know, it's not terrible. It's just it's not great. And then they recently created this park here for the 49ers. Used to play up in Candlestick. There's a lot of interesting detailing here. We're going to float my file nice and low down here. It's Levi's Stadium. And that is exactly what it looks like. Well, the shape-wise. And that's where they had the, that's where they had the old Super Bowl. All right, landing time. We'll just land at San Jose International since it's quite close. Look at all these, like, golf courses. It's basically right there. And it gets a lot of international traffic. Oops. But it's got quite a few giant runways. We only did a little one. Alright, reduce power a little bit, maybe put some flap down. A little bit of flap there. Probably go to full flap in a second. Alright, so that's the stadium right there. You can see it's not that far away. Did I ever meet John McAfee? Thank you for that question. It took me a little while to catch up with the thing. He sold his company McAfee to a company called Network Associates like 10 years before I started. Network Associates was a much bigger company, but with a really boring name, Network Associates. And they did focus groups, and they found that McAfee had a better association than Network Associates. So this much bigger company, Network Associates, changed their name to McAfee and Associates or whatever, or McAfee. And that was years after they sold the company. And that's the only reason they bought the company, because that name, John McAfee, had a better name in the security business than Network Associates. That was literally their name for years. We're gonna land on this right runway. Somebody's on my left runway. So no, but nobody really talked about him at the time. He was long gone. And I say no, like nobody. Yeah, there was no culture left over from the McAfee company. Like they just bought the name. They didn't bring anyone in. So nobody who worked at that company at the time had any association with him or knew him or worked for that company back when it was a company. So it really was, people would ask you, they'd ask a lot, did you ever meet John? And a lot of people like that, because he was a colorful ass character. He died and he got shot. I don't know what happened, but he lived a crazy ass life with a ton of money he got from selling his name to Network Associates. But no, nobody ever had any association with him, and it was simply because nobody. He was just provider of the name of the company, and no culture issues. Okay, slow down a bit here. Hopefully we can. Oh yeah, bring the flaps up. That'll help bring the tail down, right? I'm trying to figure out how to get the tail down. Just slowing down, right? I guess I can do that, right? Because you don't want to brake while that tail is up. I'm braking slowly here. That's the hardest part, is braking these tail draggers. Because they tend to want to go over on their front. Anyway, it's a long story. Yeah, he was very colorful, but as I say, he wasn't like a topic of conversation. I worked there like 5, 6 years, I think, at McAfee, and it was pretty bad. It was one of those jobs that started out one way and ended up like every year we either move or something weird would happen, and the job would get worse and worse and worse every single year. I was there not because I was doing bad, but just because the company sucked. So I was happy to basically not work very much. All right, we're gonna park here. I'm not gonna go to the parking space. This is the San Jose airport. It's big, but it's not that exciting. I'm gonna park here. So you see, I'm saying, well, like, push on the brakes too hard and tends to want to nose over. It's just a very common issue in this game. All right, let's see. I'm just wondering, how do I turn that off? Okay, magnetos, ignition. Is there a fuel thing? I wonder, is there a fuel cutoff? I'm just curious, because sometimes there is and sometimes there isn't. There's got to be a fuel cutoff somewhere, but it's not always in the game. Usually it is. All right, well, let's just kill the magnetos and ignition. Everything else is off. It's a simple but fun little plane. All right, well, you know what that means. There we are. Somebody's flying around in a big jet. That's real-time traffic, so theoretically you're showing actual plane operations that are simulated, that are actually occurring at the real airport, which I think is kind of cool. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go into just chatting so we can start doing those big brain games. Can't call it a stream without the big brain games. Okay, no, big brain games. Just chatting. It's not a flight simulation thing. But if you like that, there'll be more. If you like the simulation thing, I'll probably be doing it more on Wednesday. It could be driving. I don't know. You never know. Okay, let's go here. I'm gonna come out of Microsoft Flight Sim main menu. At least it did not give us the out of resource warning and blah blah. We had good performance today, so good for you, Flight Simulator, for the decent performance. Okay, so the first big brain game, we're going to do a little warm-up Quirtle here. We'll do the extreme because it's super easy compared to the other games we're doing. And I'm just warming up here. You don't have to help along or anything like that. Just something I do every day. I do most of the Quirtles and the Octurtles every day. Just a couple of them on the things. Okay, we got, okay, with this upper right, I mean, there's M-A-T or meaty, and only one of those is a word. So that one's spelled out for us. We got, let's see. We got toe something A-N. Tonga. It's not a word, is it? Apparently it is. Whatever. Okay, moving right along. We got an L. And then we know there's an N, an O, and an E. And the N can't be in place 1 or 3, so it's going to be down there. E-L and something O-N. Could it be Olden, O-L-D-E-N, like olden times? Apparently it could be. You know, if it's, can't think. Okay, this one is going to take, we have 2 guesses, but this is going to be, because I think it's going to be like worry, because that fits. But it could be a few other things. All right. Brain game number 1 is in the can, which is good because some of these, you know, people can help out in. For example, the revealed, you might be able to suss out before I do what the correct answer is for today's June 1st, 2026 revealed. The category is animals and nature. The number of letters in the correct answer is 6. And let's read the heavily redacted document and see if we can do it. All right. The thing we're looking for, the 6-letter animal, family something, the common name given to numerous blank of blank American blank blank, known for their blank and strikingly blank blank. The term blank derived from blank, a native blank term for the blank, is used in the common name of about blank, 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 and blank, and blank. And blank are very similar, smaller blank of the same blank that are also considered blank, bringing the total number of blank to about 35. Oof. Numerous is... I want to see... this will probably tell us what kind of thing it is. I thought it was going to say birds. I knew it was going to say bird. But it helped. So... I mean, how many 6-letter birds are there? I don't know. It's not an oriole. It can't be a sparrow. That's too many letters. 6 letters. I don't think it's something. It's American, so I don't think it's something like a part pigeon or something like that. Wouldn't fit. Strikingly colored, presumably. It's not a parrot, but that does have 6 letters, so we'll try to figure it out. It wasn't a parrot. They're not typically American. Blah blah blah. Very similar, the same there. Just bring it to us. Okay, that's not going to help. The family might help. All right, I want to see what this is here. Aracaris? Is that more of a, like a, what is an Aracaris? I mean, it's slightly cheating, but. It is a bird. What kind of bird is it? Is it like oh, it's like a toucan. Oh, let's see if maybe it's a toucan. Okay. So the clue being there that it's similar to an Aracaris, and also to a toucanet, which is a smaller version of the toucan. Okay, that's good enough. We did need 2 reveals. Other players needed a relatively large number of reveals. I mean, it was a hard one. That was definitely hard. But I didn't. Usually, what I do is look up the family ram fasted today and type it in. And we'll go toucan. Which I didn't do, and which I could have done. But I didn't want to do. All right, we're moving through the big brain games. The next one is the tightrope trivia. It's a 9-question multiple choice trivia quiz. Yesterday I did pretty good considering it was a hard one. I'm gonna have a little sip of Diet Coke and dive in because it's timed. I gotta get the answers fast. If I want my 2,000 points, let's try it. Tough times cause a rocky road. Brother, was officially retired in Internet Explorer. Technically, yeah, it's gone. Market, which means it's agoraphobia. I got trying to get these as fast. Agora means market, and agoraphobia is fear of public space. I mean, that's an easy one. This is Monday. It's the easier quiz. 2 times so this sprawl is play whole. I mean, that's the anaconda. They can eat an elephant or something. Do Batman was a fictional town. I think it was Lovecraft. And that was apparently correct. That was a guess, though. It's a Lovecraft reference. Isolationism. You know the history of Japan. I recently watched that show Shogun, and right after 1873, I think is where it takes place. Produced by what company? Yeah, these are the Monday questions. They start easy and they get hardest on the Sundays. The hell? That was some wacky stuff. Okay, that's a win. We're moving on from this game. I will get my 2,000 points, and then we'll call it a win. Because it was fast, and I got all right. And we might even get to the Clever Funambulist level today. There you go, 2,200 points. That's the highest you can get. There's your trivia quiz of the day down. Let's move on. The next game is called The Reunion. It's a pretty fun game. I do enjoy it. Take a little time here. Ooh, we have a Z in this one. Okay, so it's like a crossword puzzle. You don't get clues. You just got to suss out what the words are by kind of knowing things. But you do get clues based on the color and where they're on a row column. Okay, so this M is on the column. No, we don't know that for sure. The O is on the column. The Z, where the heck is that Z going to go? Oh, my goodness. We rarely see a Z. But there's a Z in one of these words. Well, we'll figure it out at some point. There's a bunch of S's. Yeah, nothing is really holding out. It's really coming out to me. I kind of feel like the S is going to be where that N is. No. But now I think this N has to go there. I think there's going to be an E at the end of this word here. I think this word is going to be maybe singe, S-I-N-G-E. No, it wasn't going to be singe. Oh, is it going to be kazoo? No, it can't be kazoo. But it could be zoo. Like, this Z could go there. Oh, I was wrong about that. It's not horizon. So does it have to go here? Yeah, it's kind of logical. This is a hard one today, by the way. Yeah, I think I know what this word is going to be. I think the top word is going to be unzip. I mean, that can go there. We do have another U. So at least we got, that helps a lot, but we're still not going to do too well today. That's fine. Let's see. Let's see. You are something. That M doesn't go there. We don't know where it goes, though. I wonder what this word that starts with Z. There could be the fox and the thing could be going where the R is and the G is. Okay, I think the M has to go here. Damn it. Definitely not going to get the 17 today, but eventually I'll get it. Okay, what is this word going to be? Still got a bunch of letters. Yeah, so I think this is going to be salon. And then the Z and where the R and the G is where they're going to go back together. So now we know this word has to be... All right. It's not cis. It could be sir, and that's the only thing it could be. Right? Yeah, and then we have igloo. Okay. And then we have purpose. All right, 19. Oh, at 20. Because we have to move this one. Oh, to make uranium. Some hard words in there today. Not, it's not going to help our average, but, you know, it is what it is. Other players needed more than we did. I did. Okay. Tricky words, words like unzip and uranium, but all, you know, and trying to, I think I sussed out fairly early, but yeah, I made a bunch of guesses that were wrong. But it is what it is, and that's why I like this game. I like them all for the reason that they're a challenge and aren't particularly easy to do. All right, what's the next one? I've been doing after the reunion, but before the connection, we'll do the loop, which is a little like the connection. Okay, so our bass is a saxophone. Saxophone. Okay, we got a pepper grinder. We got a, looks like a sergeant, I think, right? Three stripes is a sergeant. We got a shotgun. We got a bell. Okay, a saxophone, that part of it that at the end is called the bell. We got a shell. Shell rhymes with bell. But we also got bell pepper. So maybe we got a bell that rhymes with bell, and then shell rhymes with the bell pepper. Although we also have a pepper grinder. So I would think a pepper grinder would go with the bell. Okay, and we have a red phone booth, which also could be a TARDIS. You know what I mean? We got keys. What else do we got here? A guy driving a convertible. Or is it on the right side? Map, interestingly. It's a map of a particular place. Can't really tell. And then a toll booth. Okay. I would think the gun and the sergeant and the shotgun might go together. What would a pepper grinder go with? I mean, the toll booth and the car are going to go together. We're just going to have to do things. What would be the... See, I think maybe keys go with a... also go with a saxophone, because these things are called keys. I'm just going to do a check here and see how bad we're pretty bad. Oof. All right, I was right about the keys and wrong about the bell. Interesting. Okay. Right about the keys and the map. That's about it. Wow. Okay, so saxophone and the shell and the bell don't connect to each other. Just the bell, pepper, and the saxophone. Oof, this was not good. Okay, the map would hook up to... Oh, it's highlighting the legend on the map. The legend. All right, but anyway, what would go with the saxophone? I think the guy driving the car has to be next to the map, right? And what would go with the saxophone? Shell. Would the shell go with a car? Because like a shell station? I just want to check again. All right, I was right about the saxophone and the TARDIS for some reason. Ooh. All right, now we got to get it now. All right, I think I can figure it out from here. It's going to be tricky. Okay, the car... We have a pepper grinder and a bell pepper. All right, so we know the bell. There's a bell pepper, and that's going to hook up to this bell. But where's the bell going to hook up to? Let's see. I guess this is a phone booth, and this is a toll booth. They're definitely going to go next to each other. And okay, this guy is riding shotgun. I'm starting to suss this out. So the bell's going to go there. The bell pepper and the pepper there. Sergeant Pepper. I think that's it. Yeah, this pepper shaker is related to the sergeant because of Sergeant Pepper. You can read it here. Saxophone is a saxophone and then phone booth. Phone booth, toll booth. Bell has a ringing bell, and then the bell pepper, and then the pepper grinder. The sergeant chevrons and oh yeah, and they mentioned Sergeant Pepper and the pepper grinder. The sergeant is also related to Shell. That's right. Shell was the oil company. Shotguns use shells as their ammunition. I never got that together. Shotgun, right? But the part where the person yells shotgun to claim the front passenger seat. This is the man riding shotgun. Map with key and keychain. All right, that wasn't too bad. These are kind of hard. I like these. All right, so the next one, a similar thing, is the daily New York Times connections. Give me a second here to bring it up. It takes me a little while to figure out how to bring it. Uh-oh. There we go. Ow. It's all good. Here is today's connections. All right, for the connections, you get 16 words and or short phrases. Well, today it looks like words. You got to arrange them into groups of 4 by affinity, but you don't know what the affinity is, and there's often a fake affinity group, a 5th affinity group that's not real, and, you know, wordplay, etc. All right, so wedding, menagerie, onion, newspaper, ceiling, slippers, tree, cat, door, tattoo, pipe, wall, key, window, streetcar, and robe. Interesting stuff here. I can see some tricky things happening here. Isn't the Glass Menagerie and Streetcar Named Desire plays by what's his name? That guy, famous guy. Let's see, but things like are calling out like slippers, robe. What else would you have in there? Pipe. And what would be, and your newspaper, right? Slippers, robe, pipe, and newspaper. Come on, that's got to go together, or it's the fake group, but it does. Old-timer lounging accessories. All right, the easy one. Ceiling. I mean, ceiling, door, wall, and window. That seems to go, you know, things in a house. Room, features of a room. Okay. Seem to go together. All right. Wedding, tattoo, menagerie, tree, key, cat, streetcar, and onion. I want to look up something here real quick. Yeah, The Glass Menagerie is a play by Tennessee Williams. Right. I want to see. Oh, right. Okay. He wrote The Glass Menagerie. He also wrote A Streetcar Named Desire. But he was also known for writing Cat on Hot Tent Roof and The Rose Tattoo. That is not a well-known one. But no, these are Tennessee Williams plays by one word. So the subject. And that leaves the final one. We got them all right today. Key, wedding. What is the affinity though? Key, wedding, tree, and onion. This is the hard one. It's purple. Onion. Things that have layers. No, like a wedding cake. No, tree. Tree. Things you climb. Things that have tears. Keys. No, things that have cakes. Key lime pie. Things that have layers. Things that cry when you cut them. What do you guys think this is? Key, wedding, tree, and onion. Family tree, family key, no. Wedding party, key party, name it. I don't see any. We don't have to get it. I always like to think about it and see if I can figure it out. There can be wordplay here. Things. Oh no, things that you cry at. I was gonna say a wedding you cry at, and you cut an onion you cry. But what does a key and a tree have to do with it? Tree. I mean, you cut the cake at a wedding, you cut a tree down, you cut an onion, and you cut a key. Things that you cut? I don't know. Let's just find out what it says here. Oh, blank ring. Okay, that makes more sense. I should have figured that one out. Key ring, onion ring, tree ring, and wedding ring. Didn't have to figure it out, but that's that. Once you see it, it's super obvious. But that's the nature of that game. All right, there's actually one more game I like to play. It's just kind of a cleanup game here, which is the Octordal. Let me get rid of some of these windows. It's like the Quirtle, except there's 8. That's why they call it Oct. I'm just going to do the hard one because that's the one I like to do on a daily basis. It's a good challenge and it's fun. For me, And then we'll do some, there'll be the mid-roll. I'm going to whip out my guitar, which is standing right there, and play guitar for like 30 minutes or so. 35, 4, we'll see. 40, about 2 hour stream. Works out. Nothing helps. Nothing stands out here. This word here, T-E something something E. There's not, I don't think there's too many words. I mean T-P, T-E-P-E-E. Oh, it wasn't T-P. I guess it could be something else. We're already starting to hub. Okay, this one's got to be either. This one, oh no, it could be bevel or bezel. Let's just bevel. Because I don't think bezel is really in there too commonly. All right, that's good. At least we got one. Yay. All right, and the V is used somewhere. We know there's an A and an R. It could be artsy. Because that's in the dictionary. A-R-T-S-Y. It's in there. And that'll give us the S. Yeah, okay. So now we know this word is T-E tense, right? It could have been a million things. I don't know why I guess that. This one here is A-R-R something Y. And so it's going to be A-R-R-A-Y, array. And then we have a word, okay, there's a B and an R, but the R is not there. It's not arbor. Could it be abhor? I think it could be. Okay, nice. Okay, so what are we looking at here? Here's where that V is. So the V, it's either there. No, it can't be VR something. So it's the V is there before the E. Okay, so it's R-I-V-E. So it could be drive. What else could it be, right? It's got to be drive, right? Okay, excellent. So that D is helpful. So now we know this word is hardy. Hardy, it pulls right out. And we have one guess left for the last word. We know it ends in I-T-E. It has an H in it. Well, it's H-I-T-E, right? I-T-E. So something H-I-T-E. Pretty much, I think that could only be white. Nice. All right. That's a win. Hey, it was a mixed bag for the game today. Like I say pretty much every time. It's often a mixed bag. But that's a win. And that's a fairly hard. I only get like 60 or 70% of those. I get more than half. But we did pretty well on the revealed, not the reunion. The reunion was 20. That was good. I got Clever Fanambos on the tightrope trivia. That's very good. We eventually got the loop solved, and we got the connection solved with no issues. Today, here's our connection solve, all four right in a row. We didn't get bit by the fifth affinity group. And also, I think right away, I would have got that there was the Tennessee Williams connections between Menagerie, Streetcar, and I think I knew Cat or Tattoo, one or the other. All right, well, let me prepare for the musical segment. It's going to happen. So the first thing I do is go into the music category to ensure that, there we go, that I'm in the correct category when I come back from the mid-roll. So we'll see on the other side of that. Alrighty there. How are you guys doing? Let me get my camera here set up a little better so you can see my guitar as well as me. All right, that's pretty much normal. All right, audio, we got video. It's the time for the musical segment of the day. Try to figure where the best tone is. All right, so this is basically my newest, and I'm really excited about this guitar. It's a fantastic guitar. It's a Yamaha Revstar. Yamaha is, they've been making guitars for a long time. This is a relatively new design from 2014 that they've recently, and that they've been upgrading and kind of producing more variations of. And as usual, there's a Japanese version, which is very expensive, it's thousands of dollars, and then the version which is identical, except it's made in Indonesia. And this is the Indonesian one, and it's much more reasonable price. Plus, it was on sale. Plus, I traded a guitar in, so I got it basically for free. What do I like about it? I mean, it's aesthetically, it's really nice. It's got mother of pearl inlays there. It's got a satin neck and with a glossy body finish, which is kind of unusual. It's got carbon fiber reinforced neck. There's a lot of engineering features in there. And a kind of interesting, unusual control scheme, which includes a 5-way bladed switch for 2 pickups, 5 ways. So you can, which is unusual. Usually there's a 3-way switch when you have 2 pickups. Unhappy anniversary. That's actually right up here, I think, right? That Loudon Wainwright, the 3rd song. Unhappy, yeah, it would definitely. Actually, now that I think about it, it is here. He has a high voice, but not that high. Unhappy anniversary. 1 year since we split. I walk and talk and get around, stand up, lie down and sit. I eat and drink and smoke and sleep, live a little bit. Unhappy anniversary. It's 1 year since we split. Unhappy anniversary. 10 years since we met. There is no need to remind me, no way I could forget. We fell in love, then we fell out. Both times there was no net. Unhappy anniversary. It's 1 year since 10 years since we met. Unhappy anniversary. I cannot count the days or nights that I have thought of you since we went separate ways. I tell my mind to forget you, but my heart it disobeys. Unhappy anniversary, cannot count the days. Unhappy anniversary, it's 1 year since we split. I walk and talk and get around, stand up, lie down and sit. I eat and drink and smoke and sleep, live a little bit. Unhappy anniversary. It's 1 year since we split. Check a mail here real quick. Just take a second. Monday, June 8th, 9 a.m. Okay. That's next week. All right. tune check here. Close enough for government work. All right. Not echo. That's the way I like it. It helps for the singing, which I'm going to be doing in a second here. Well, it was. Let's see what we can do. Oh, yeah. This is my current warm-up song for the old karaoke segment here. That's really loud. Okay, Capo 2 is where I like to do this one. I found out a long time ago what a woman can do to your soul. Oh, but she can't take you anyway. You already know how to go. I gotta see. I'm just warming up. Let's do it with the back ends. So brown, and I won't sleep with you in the desert tonight, with a billion stars all around. 'Cause I got a peaceful, easy feeling. I know you won't let me down. And I found out a long time ago what a woman can do to your soul. Oh, but she can't take you anyway. You don't already know how to go. 'Cause I got a peaceful, I know you won't let me down, 'cause I'm already standing on the ground. Probably not Brown Eyed Girl just yet. I really want to do this one. Do a REM song of some kind. What about Driver 8? Ooh, good idea. Driver 8. Whoever thought of that? I got Man in the Mood, but I want to do Driver 8. So I'm going to do Driver 8. Driver 8, karaoke, whichever version, I don't really care. I think this is probably the one. Alright. Train conductor says, take a break, driver break, driver break, take a break. We can't reach our destination, still a ways away. I saw a treehouse on the outskirts of the farm. Power lines and floaters, so the airplanes won't get snagged. Bells are ringing through the town again. Children look up, all they hear are sky blue bells ringing. And the train conductor says, take a break, driver break, driver break. destination. Still ways away. Still ways away. Way to shield the hated heat. Way to put myself to sleep. Way to shield the hated heat. Way to put myself, my children, to sleep. Writing this song and I'm lame like that one. She is selling faith on my Goldtail crusade. Love to motivate so that the rest can hear the bells ring again. This field to eat is looking thin. And the train conductor says, take a break, driver, break. Driver, take a break. We've been on the ship too long. And the train conductor says, take a break, driver, break. Driver, take a break. We can't reach our destination. Still ways away. Still ways away. Close enough. Somewhere deep inside, something's got a hold on you, pushing me aside. See it stretch on forever, and I know that I'm right the first time in my life. That's why I tell you, better be home soon. Stripping back the coats, lies and deception. Back to the nothingness, like a week in the desert. And I know that I'm right, first time in my life. That's why I tell you, better be home soon. What would be another song to do? I haven't done this one in a while. So she said, what's the problem, baby? What's the problem? I don't know, but maybe I'm in love. Think about it every time I think about it. It's not bad. How much longer will it take to cure this? Just to cure it, cause I can't ignore it. If it's love, makes me wanna turn around and face me, but I don't know nothing but love. Oh, come on, turn a little faster. Come on, the world will follow after. Come on, everybody's after love. So I said I'm a snowball running out into the spring that's coming. All this love melting under blue skies, melting out the sunlight. Shiver there, well, baby, I surrender to the strawberry ice. Turning up all of this love. Well, I didn't mean to do it, but there's no escaping your love. Oh, these nights of lightning deep were never alone, never alone. No, come on, move a little closer. Come on, I wanna hear you whisper. Come on, settle down inside of my love. Come on, jump a little higher. Come on, if you feel a little lighter. Come on, we were once upon a time in love. We're accidentally in love. 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 Accidentally. I'm in love. 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 Accidentally. I'm in love. 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 Accidentally. Come on. Get a little tighter. Come on, and the world's a little brighter. Come on. Get yourself inside of her love. I'm in love. Wow. That killed my voice, which is good, because I'm trying to.
Sinking.
Is this happy last one? Kiss me out of the bearded morning night, me beside the green grass, swing the spinning step. You wear no shoes, I will wear that dress. Oh, kiss me beneath the milky twilight, lead me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open hand, strike up the band and make the fireflies dance. Silver moon sparkling. So kiss me. Kiss me down by the broken treehouse, swaying me upon its hanging tire. Bring your flower hat. We'll take the trail marked on your father's map. Oh, kiss me beneath the milky twilight. Lead me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open hand, strike up the band and make the fireflies dance, silver moon sparkling. So kiss me. Lift your open hand, strike up the band and make the fireflies dance, silver moon sparkling. So kiss me. So kiss me. Fun. I do that song. I do all these songs, or I wouldn't do them. But in the issue, no, I just want to say, pause. Autoplay is off. Doesn't matter. Autoplay is off. Autoplays. It still autoplays. Don't like it. You don't have to use YouTube. Okay, I'll put this away here. Back to the front page picture here. Face cam only. Let me get that set up here. All right, I do got to get back to work. And maybe run a few errands later. Have to figure that shit out. But I had such a good time. I had a really good time today. We flew around. We did the big break games. We smashed a few planes into things. That's always fun. Big break games. Sorry. A little belching. Oh, still some Diet Coke. Gotta consume. The burpees. But, basically the whole thing is I had such a good time to do the whole thing again Wednesday. That's the next stream. Regular same time, Wednesday, then Friday, Saturday. Keeps going 5 days a week. Any day that doesn't have a T in front of it. Because that day, first of all, how could anybody stream on a day that starts with a T? It gives me the heebie-jeebies. Secondly, I'm at work on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so how could I possibly stream? I'm physically there. I'm not here. Anyway, but yeah, I'll do my standard outro, which is me holding up this can of Coke, glass of Coke, and saying, I'm so glad we had this time together, just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. Say all till next time, you know what I mean?